With a little over a couple weeks left until World of Warcraft Legion launches, I thought I'd go over a couple things I'm very excited about and a couple things I'm very, very apprehensive about. So here we go. Let's get started. So I suppose the first thing I'm very excited about is the storyline that's going to be going into this expansion. I mean, the Burning Legion, we've been waiting for that for years, since essentially the Burning Crusade. Blizzard doesn't look like it's afraid to shake things up a little bit, lore-wise. Spoiler alert, but they've already killed a couple of major characters in the lore within the launch event of Legion, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. They've seemed to be okay with letting the story speak for itself in this one, not putting as much of a media blitz as they did in Warlords of Draenor. They've kind of followed up with that with releasing the Harbingers animated shorts, the audio drama, the comics. They're focusing on story here. They're wanting to give us something that longtime World of Warcraft fans can be very, very pleased with. And I'm hugely excited for that. Another thing I'm hugely excited about, the mechanics changes. Now, to the, layman's eye, it's not going to look like they're changing that much, but they are. They're giving us post-level cap progression with the artifact weapons. They're giving us some more World quests. They're giving us a different PvP system. Well, not really a different PvP system. They're giving us the same, pretty much PvP system we had way back in the day, just with a little bit less of an endless grind. This is on top of the huge changes that they're making to the profession system. For a new player, it can be very daunting to get from level to 0 to 800 within, level playing time and level cap time. But, with it being, quest-based, it's going to be a lot easier for people to do that. And a lot more engaging. I'm actually excited to level a profession this way to see what happens. Finally, I'm happy with their renewed focus on dungeon content. Raiding is awesome. I love to raid. As a matter of fact, every expansion I've been in a raid guild, seen progression content, got all the way through to the end, but I kind of trail off. Adding the ability to do Mythic Plus, Mythic Dungeons that way will give me a lot more to do instead of just grinding out raiding, which will cause game fatigue much, much quicker. This will also allow you to create smaller subgroups within your guilds in order to increase the viability of your guild. You can have a successful lower number guild that's more intimate and more social with friends. Now, I also mentioned I had some concerns, and there's some big ones. First off, I named a lot of cool things that I think they're going to be doing great, but that is a lot of stuff to throw at people. It seems like a Hail Mary, like Blizzard panicked from the drop-off from Warlords of Draenor. That's going to leave a burning question for a lot of folks. What do they do from here? We're going after the Burning Legion, the biggest villain that we know of. Check. Changing up a whole lot of game mechanics. Check. Going back to basics. Check. I'm worried about if this glut of content is going to cause fatigue to players in that same way. I actually have some major concerns about where they go after this. What do we do? Do we go after the Void Lords? Do we finally go after N'Zoth? Is Sargeras going to even show up? If he doesn't, that'd actually be fantastic. I'd be glad if he doesn't, because I'm not wanting to, peter out this early. I'm thoroughly enjoying the fact that Legion is coming out and what it's going to bring to me. And finally, and this is going to be an unpopular opinion, a hugely one, I'm concerned about the artifact weapon system. My main concern is this. Everyone loves raiding and finally getting that piece of loot. Nobody gets that excited about bracers. Nobody gets that excited about, I get excited about some trinkets, especially the Warlords trinkets. Nobody gets that excited about, a ring, unless it was their legendary. Everyone gets excited when their weapon drops. And it's not going to give you that much push to want to go raid because, oh my god, this boss drops my bow that I've been waiting for forever, and when it drops you have that oh my god moment. This might actually lead to some raid fatigue. Me and my friends were actually discussing at work some concerns we have regarding whether or not their guild is going to actually stay a raiding guild. A lot of them are like, well, we'll just do Mythic Plus and get our gear that way, which is fine, and that's a great way to do it. But Blizzard does raids well. Blizzard is known for doing raids well. Talk about how bad Warlords of Draenor was. Their raids were fantastic. So you take that out, and then what do you have? I'm not going to run a boss over and over and be happy about running it because I need those bracers. It's going to be a little off-putting, to say the least, but hopefully it's not going to be that off-putting for me. And finally, the Legendaries. Have you ever heard the phrase that if everyone's special, then no one is? That's how I feel about the way Legendaries are being handled in this game. I didn't get to play a whole lot of the beta and alpha, so I didn't really get to see... Actually, I never saw a Legendary drop in my time playing it. But I was concerned when I found out how they're going to be done and stuff of that nature, that basically it's going to change the way the game is played slightly. I have been wrong in the past. I hated the fact that, again, unpopular opinion, looking for group tool was coming, and it turned out to change the game in a very nominal way. It actually increased how people that were having trouble getting these big guilds were able to get into certain instances and dungeons that they weren't able to get in before because they couldn't find a group. But I'm very concerned about the legendaries. I figured I'd end this with this. I'm more excited than I am concerned. I'd say it's probably like a 90-10 split right now. It's been a while since I've been this excited about any expansion, and I'm hugely excited for all the things it's going to offer. So much so that I almost don't really even give a damn about the stuff that I'm concerned about. I'm like, well, it's just going to be the way it is, and I'm not really that worried about it. Hopefully you guys aren't, and hopefully I'll see you in Azeroth. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Peace out, and I hope you guys have a great day.